So I'm going to present my study, which is titled Effect of Giving Birth to a Child with Congenital Anomalies on Mothers. And this study was done in Newborn Unit, Kenyatta National Hospital. So as a way of introducing the topic, according to WHO, they define congenital anomalies as functional, metabolic, or structural deficiency that are existing at birth. A newborn is considered the beginning of hopes. Every time a mother is expectant, it's the beginning of hopes and dreams, and becoming parents is one of the greatest joys in life. However, when a couple sires a child with birth defects, this challenges these dreams. The problem statement, or the problem that I saw, congenital anomalies are known to cause long-term disabilities, and diagnosing them, these birth defects, can be devastating to the parents of the infant as they were hoping for a normal child. I don't think there is any mother who carries a child hoping will have any abnormalities. We all carry a child hoping for a normal child. Therefore, so when a couple gets a child with congenital anomalies, this becomes devastating to them, and it's against this background that I did a qualitative study to narrate the mother's experiences. So the purpose of the study was to describe the effect of giving birth to a child with congenital anomalies on the mothers. The methodology that was used, it was a qualitative study design. It was a cross-sectional study design as well. The study area was Newborn Unit in Kenyatta National Hospital. Kenyatta National Hospital is the largest teaching and referral hospital in Eastern and Central Africa. So the study population was mothers with neonates who have congenital anomalies, and I used 15 mothers and 3 key informants who included the nursing in charge, 1 pediatric registrar, and a neonatal nurse. The sampling method used was purposive, an interview guide was used, and a tape recorder to record the conversation. Pre-testing was done at Pumwani Maternity Hospital, which is the largest maternity hospital in this country. Data management, the audio responses or the conversation that I had with the mothers was transcribed in verbatim, translated to English because most of them spoke in Swahili, and analyzed using NVivo 10. And data was presented in narration format. Before I did the study, ethical approval was sought from Kenyatta National Hospital Ethical and Research Committee. Also, the mothers who participated in the study gave their consent. Let me present the results. 4 themes were narrated. That is knowledge, reaction, support from social environment, and support from healthcare system. Briefly, I'll look at each one of them. When it comes to the knowledge, it was very interesting to find out that majority of the mothers learned that the child they were carrying had a congenital anomaly after delivery, most of them. And this is highlighted even by most mothers, and key informant 1 who said they learn upon delivery, yes, because ideally an ultrasound should be able to detect, but in our setting here in this country, typically it's after delivery. Let's look at reaction, which was of interest to me. Majority of the mothers experienced negative emotions, and these were some of the things highlighted. They were shocked, they felt bad, they had a lot of stress, they experienced depression, they felt frustrated, and even some of them reported having lost hope. As this is elicited by respondent number 11, who said, I was shocked because I was not even able to control myself. I cried a lot. Let's look at the third one, which is support from social environment, and this included the spouse and family members. A few mothers reported not receiving any support from their family members, and even some of them were ridiculed, as this is shown by respondent 5, who said one aunt called another one and told her, now she's quoting the aunt, have you heard that the name was withheld, has given birth to a child with 2 heads, and it's because the child had hydrocephalus. The fourth one is support from healthcare system. Some mothers just wanted information on several things, how their child is being treated, and also advice to them and other mothers how they can prevent these congenital anomalies. Respondent 10 said, now I want, when they are treating my baby, they tell me. If there's any problem with the baby, they tell me. So looking at the discussion, The first one, which is knowledge, and as I have already indicated that most of them learned of the congenital anomalies after delivery. Bijma in his study had a contrary report when he said that in the recent years, antenatal ultrasounds have been used in the detection of congenital anomalies. And this has shifted the diagnosis from after delivery to prenatally. And this is in contrast with what I found, because in our setting I found that most of them learned after delivery. When it comes to the reaction, some of the emotions that were reported are shock, feeling bad, depression, and Bijma in his study elicited the same reaction. When it comes to the third one, which is support from social environment, a few mothers who cited not receiving any support from their family members and spouses. A study done by Bratt confirmed that mothers who have been indirectly rejected by their spouses and family members, they bear the burden alone. And looking at the fourth one, which is support from healthcare workers, it's important for us to know as nurses and healthcare workers that we play a very vital role in helping families cope with challenges of siring a baby with birth defects. And this is one of the ways is keeping the mothers informed. As a way of conclusion, I concluded that in our setting, that mostly the diagnosis of this birth defect are made after birth. Giving birth to an anomalous child brings feelings of distress and apprehension, and also mothers require prompt communication regarding diagnosis and management of these birth defects. Therefore, my recommendations are, if ultrasounds for prenatal diagnosis of congenital anomalies, they should be recommended for early intervention. There is something that can be done when a diagnosis is done antenatally, and this also includes termination where necessary. Number 2, counseling services and social support groups should be availed to the affected mothers, because at the moment when I was carrying this study, they were non-existent. And number 3, and to ensure better collaboration between the different specialties, because a child with birth defect is being treated and taken care of by different specialties, and this should be done through effective communication. These are some of my references. That's the end of my presentation.